Hi students, today we are going to continue with our sessions on DNA replication. Previously we had told about DNA replication, what are the factors which are responsible for DNA replication, the enzymes which have been present and which are responsible for DNA replication, and today we are continuing with the models of DNA replication. We already learned about the theta model as well as the rolling circle model, and now let's go into the next model. Okay. In the case of rolling circle model, we know the DNA replication is mainly happening, that type of replication is mainly happening in the plasmid DNA, as well as in the theta model, we find it in the chromosomal DNA. Now, let's talk about the next type of DNA which has been found in both prokaryotes and eukaryotes, the mitochondrial DNA. The mitochondrial DNA, unlike other DNA, it has mainly two strands with one chain which is heavy and the other one is a light chain. And each chain has a separate origin of replication. Now, in the case of OH here, this is the heavy chain, and OH is the origin of replication of the heavy chain. And this is a light chain, the inner light chain. The inner light chain has an origin of replication called the OL. Usually, the mitochondrial DNA is always maternally inherited. And so coming to the forensic point of view also, if you want to know your original mother, you have to check the maternal, you can check your mitochondrial DNA, because your mitochondrial DNA is only inherited from your mother, but not from your father. Now, mitochondrial DNA is also important in different ways, because a mutation rate of this mitochondrial genome has been found to be 10 to 20 times greater than that of the nuclear DNA. And this DNA, it is more prone to oxidant damage than is the nuclear DNA. And mutations in the human mitochondrial DNA can cause various diseases such as premature aging, and you can also have severe neuromuscular pathologies, maternally inherited metabolic diseases, and also influence apoptosis. And there are also research articles which show that mutations in the mitochondrial DNA could lead to brain cancer. So that is the relevance of mitochondrial DNA. And the flaws which happen during the replication of DNA of mitochondria during its replication, if any flaws happen, that would cause to various severe disorders. So let's go into the details of it. Mitochondrial DNA, as we saw in the case of rolling circle model, here also the DNA synthesis is starting from the origin of replication, but the DNA synthesis will start only from the first strand or the heavy chain. From the OH, the DNA synthesis will start. And for that, what happens, of course, a nick has been produced over here, and then the helicase. Okay, in the case of eukaryotic mitochondrial DNA, the helicase is called the twinkle here, and the polymerase which we have here is polymerase gamma, because in bacteria it's not the polymerase gamma, which is the DNA polymerase 3 that we have. So once the nick has been formed, the polymerase the polymerase here, the polymerase gamma will bind onto the OH end. Okay, and for the synthesis of the new DNA to be synthesized over here, of course it needs a priming that has to be done, and for that what happened, a RNA polymerase will add a primer. You can see this here, a primer is being attached, and then the polymerase gamma will start synthesizing DNA from the OH end. At the same time, what happens, the helicase, this is the helicase, it will displace the strand of DNA, the heavy chain, the parental heavy chain, outside as the DNA synthesis is proceeding. This is the okay, so these are the enzymes. See, this is the strand, newly synthesized strand which has been coming. Okay, and when the single strand is being displaced like this, to protect it from exonuclease action, various proteins called the mitochondrial single strand binding proteins will attach to this displaced parental heavy chain. Now, here what you have to notice is that when that strand gets displaced, it forms a characteristic D-shaped structure, and hence the mitochondrial DNA replication is referred to as a D-looping. in fact the replication fork which has been formed here has a shape of a D, and hence this name is being given as D-looping. Then as we continue further, what happens when the helicase and the DNA polymerase finally reach the origin of replication of the light chain? What happens? The DNA polymerase here, it is a polymerase gamma. Okay, the polymerase gamma will start the replication of from the origin of replication from the light chain. From the light chain, what happens? The synthesis of the next chain also will happen. And as we had mentioned in the rolling circle model itself, here finally once the nucleases, once the ligases, once the DNA is been fully formed, there would be small nicks in it, and that would be carried out. The ligases will act and seal the nicks, and the RNA polymerase and the RNA primer will be removed with the help of the exonuclease action of RNase H1 here. So let's go into another representation so that it is more clear to you. So you have here, initially we have the mitochondrial DNA, and what happens? The first one, RNA synthesis of the primer happens on the heavy strand near the origin of replication, and further the DNA synthesis is being initiated, and once it is initiated, the RNA is not needed and the RNA can be cleaved here, and the synthesis of the new light strand creates a D loop by displacing the parental strand, and the D loop expands, and finally it will reach the L strand's origin of replication. When displaced, the strand passes the origin on the light strand. The synthesis of the new H strand starts. Then the completion will generate a duplex circle over here. That is, the completion of the new L strand releases the daughter genomes, and the released genome, so you have two different. Earlier, see, the one which starts at the beginning, that will represent the leading strand, and the other one, the origin of the strand which has been formed from the origin of replication of the light strand, that is here, this one will represent the lagging strand. So once this full strand, this pink one, once this is completely formed, that is being released over here, and it represents the leading strand. When this is being released, still the replication is continuing over here from the origin of replication of the light strand, and so one strand first forms at the very beginning, and the other one will be delayed by having of about 1/3 of the lagging. 1/3 is lagging. So you have strands being formed at two different times. So that's about the mitochondrial DNA. And then once the DNA is being formed, you can have your nicks. These nicks are being joined together with the help of ligases, as we mentioned earlier. Similar type of, so this replication is referred to as the D-looping cycle, and such a replication can also happen in the chloroplast DNA. Hope so this is clear to you. Thank you.